Hey, you guys. So, this is Thoughts with Queen T, and my thought or topic for today is going to be, I think, more on social situations in general. You do have social anxiety, there is social awkwardness, but then I also think there are just some of those strange cases where maybe you're just not good at talking to new people, but you are confident in other areas. So I just want to talk a little bit, I think, about everything when it comes to social interactions, social situations in general. So when it comes to social anxiety, that's something where you are more fearful of like people watching you or people judging you or both. And I think for a lot of people, a good majority, that's something where that might occur or have started more in school, where if they have dances or if there are just activities kind of going around at school, you may not have the confidence, or there might be a situation where you're afraid people are going to judge you if I trip, or what are you wearing? What do you look like? Those sorts of things. And even for myself, it was something that I had or was worried about a lot, especially in high school and a little bit into college, where I did not want to go out. I didn't want to be in different social situations because I was really afraid of, you know, how will I be perceived, and just kind of not afraid, but it's not something where it's like I think it's hard to always kind of wrap your head around, because some people always go, well, not everyone's looking at you. Yeah, I would hope not. But I think it's always that fear where if you don't have, let's say, like the high fashioned clothes, or did you do your hair the right way, or like a combination of that, I think, is a little bit of confidence, but also just maybe your interactions in general when it comes to maybe people that you know. Otherwise, you have social awkwardness where you don't really feel like you belong, or it is just an uncomfortable situation. A lot of that, I think, is in combination to, you know, you're not sure how to meet new people. Does have things felt unpleasant in the past where, maybe you'll talk to people and it just doesn't work out, or it just doesn't feel right. And so that's where a little bit of that social awkwardness is. And I think for a lot of us, that may be something where, depending on the situation, that might come out more than others. For myself, like I said, I had more of the social anxiety. I don't know if I have social awkwardness. For me, it's more so I don't know kind of how to respond sometimes to people, um, like kind of to carry on that conversation. As time has gone on, my social anxiety has been a little bit better. I don't really care what people have to say about me. I think too, I'm in a place or an area where you know it is very much a range of people that you have, where it's not just, oh, here's like a cardboard cutout of what everybody looks like. I think sometimes that can help too, but I think also a combination of that is just having sort of that confidence, or getting out and experiencing you know different things. Because for myself, for instance, we went to a company like holiday party this past Friday. it is rather late for a holiday party, I know, but that's what they called it. That's what it was. But for myself, you know, I knew, like, hey, I've got a nice outfit on. I know what I want to do. Like, for me, anytime I go somewhere where it is like a party and I know they'll have music, I want to dance. And so that was my main goal. I just want to dance and have a good time. That's how I've always been when it comes to even like my past company when we would have holiday parties. When I go to, where I work now, where I go to corporate, I'll go out with my coworkers. We'll go to like whatever bar or club, that's in town, and you know kind of do that. And it's always funny because I get one of two comments where, I know a lot of music, like a lot of the songs. A lot of that is for a lot of different reasons. I know some of the songs because of Glee. I know some of the songs because, wherever I moved around, I was just kind of not open to that area, but each environment was very different, where the taste in music was very different, and the people that I knew and that I was friends with, they introduced me to new artists and new songs. So, or in some cases, I would go down a rabbit hole on YouTube and find different songs. That's kind of the process that happens, or that would occur. The other one is always I have a lot of energy. And the thing is I don't drink I don't drink coffee. I don't take like I don't use the energy drinks. I don't really take anything that I would say is like high in sugar or like would energize you in any way, shape, or form. That's just kind of how I am. And every time those two comments come up, I appreciate the comment, because I say, oh, thank you, or I show like I'm grateful for it, but I then don't know how to kind of like carry on the conversation. And that's, I would say, is one of my goals for this year, or has constantly kind of been a goal, but I really want to try and hone on it this year in particular, where when it comes to some of these social interactions or having, um, you know, whether it's get togethers or people I may not know, trying to maybe carry on that conversation or talk to people that maybe I don't talk to as often. I think it becomes really difficult for me because I am very, like, again, I don't know if it's a combination of independent or um, like I just kind of want to do what I want to do. But I do try whenever I like meet people, like pay them a compliment in some way, shape, or form. Like if I notice something that's like cool or unique, or like what they're wearing or their hair or their nails, I really try to like pay a compliment, say something, and then hopefully from there have a conversation. But I think at times it can get difficult as to, okay, well, what do we talk about next? Some people don't have a problem with that. I do because I think too much about certain things, and like, hey, in regards to maybe a response, or oh, what do we talk about now? And also too, sometimes I'm just very comfortable in silence, and I don't need to like have a big long conversation. So that's one of the things I know for myself that I'm trying to work on and do and use. But I think when it comes to like those sorts of situations where it is like socially awkward or particularly socially anxious, it is kind of, I don't want to say like being in your own space, but one, you have to do what you feel comfortable doing. So if it is a situation where it's like, oh, I want to, you know, go out to a club or go out to a restaurant or do whatever. And if you want to go with people that you know, definitely, extend that invitation. But if it is something where it's, something new that you're trying to do for yourself, almost take like those steps and then see, you know, it's always important to do one that what you want to do and what you're comfortable doing. But I think too, I don't want to say like getting out of your own head, but a lot of that is kind of what it is, where you really have to be confident in who you are and really know, like, why am I here? Like, why am I doing the things that I'm doing? Is it like for a goal? Like, I know in some cases people go out to, um, the bars or clubs to like meet people, but if you are just, let's say, like going to a restaurant or going shopping or doing something like going maybe to a party by a coworker who's having it, I think it's almost like a test to yourself, like trying to, you know, be more open and trying to get out and, do these different things. And it doesn't always have to be or feel like it's a lot of pressure. But I think too, if you feel uncomfortable in a situation, there's no issue, I think, with leaving. Not soonish, but I know for myself, like if I feel like, oh, like maybe I'll just leave, I'll stay for a bit, like to be present, try and feel out the situation at least for a little bit. But if it feels like after a while, it's like, like I'm okay to, I think, leave now, or if it feels appropriate, then I think there's no issue with that. I think that is all part of communication and just letting people know, or again, depending on the situation, just leaving. It's all about comfortability and it's all about kind of what you want. And I think too, just being you and not trying to put on so much of a show. It's just something, if I think you are trying to work on that, those are some things to kind of, I think, keep in mind. So that's my thoughts on it. Feel free to leave your thoughts down below and I will talk to y'all later. Bye.